These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Monday, February 13th, the day after the Celtics took down the Grizzlies. No other notable events this past Sunday, just Celtics Grizzlies. That's what went down on Sunday. We don't care about the Super Bowl on this podcast.
Nope,
especially since it wasn't the Eagles and it was the Chiefs, and means I extra don't care about the Super Bowl because the Chiefs won it.
It was just lame. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. They said that whatever the guy said he held him.
It was holding, but it's like it was a really weak holding call to call it. I don't. That's
a point where you let him play. In
I think it's because it was such a good game up to that point. To have it ride on that call was kind of bogus, and I think that's why a lot of people
on the edge of my seat.
It was a good game. You just don't like football.
Oh, it was close. It was enough to where you're upset that they called it, but I don't know. It was fine. What sucked is there was no Burger King commercial.
That did suck. See,
me and all my friends were sitting around talking about it, and because we were like, "There's gonna have to be one."
Yeah.
But we were saying, I was saying, what if they did it, but they split the commercial in half? So the first half is something real serious, and then they just bust in with the Whopper.
They fake it as a commercial for some
the animals.
Truck. Yeah, or some those Ford or Dodge commercials where it's really sad and it's this dog running across the field, and they just cut to Whopper.
Oh, there was one that was a Jesus commercial, and I was like,
I saw that.
I was like, oh, is this it? Is it gonna be Burger King?
Well, I remember we were watching that commercial, and my family were just like, "Oh, this is odd. What is this?" And then we see what it's for, and we're just like, "What the hell are we doing here at NFL? Why are we airing this?" But yeah, Super Bowl was fine.
They put all? I'm sorry, they put all these commercials up ahead of time.
What do you mean?
If you go on YouTube and you look around, you can find the commercials before the day.
They'll be somewhere. Well, because they have to get them approved and stuff, and
that sucks. The whole point is not the whole point, but half the fun of the Super Bowl is when you watch it, you don't know what's coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't watching as closely as normal, but I didn't. Were there any notably good commercials? I feel like they were all just kind of meh.
Breaking Bad one with the chips.
Oh, yeah,
but that one I had seen before. That one I knew was coming.
See, I didn't pay attention enough to know what commercials.
Even though it was FTX last year, the best one was with Larry David, who's just the best. That was FTX, the best one. It's notably, too bad they robbed
definitely
a bunch of people or whatever.
Great company there. That definitely worked out really well for them. What's that guy's name? Sam Bankman-Fried, who just kind of yoinked money and scammed the entire world of billions of dollars.
Yeah, I don't know how any of it works, but that's kind of always how I felt about crypto. It's not real. You can't hold it.
I understand how it works in the sense of, it is your possession online, blah blah blah. You have a specific key. I understand it, but I was never I didn't trust it. That's the word I'm looking for. It was just all seemed super sketchy because it can be yours, but if it's online, someone else can hack it. Someone else can get it. Someone else can steal your stuff. It's or at the very least, someone can scam the system to where it's not actually a thing. They did it at FTX or whatever, and now
the Heat Arena banks, but they're not doing it the cool way. They don't have any masks and
the cool way,
threatening anybody's life with a gun.
I don't know if that's the cool way. Anyways, Celtics 3 wins in a row now, right? Sixers 4 wins in a row now. Who'd they beat before the Sixers?
I don't know, but I know it's 4 because they talked about it. Oh my god,
it was Pistons.
Who did they beat before the Sixers?
Pistons.
Yeah, they did beat the Pistons because they just lost to somebody that they shouldn't have lost to.
Yeah, Pistons, Sixers, Hornets, Grizzlies. Hornets and Grizzlies games are obviously most fresh in our minds. I don't think we've technically talked on a podcast since the Sixers game, but we did trade deadline show, we did pregame show, so we've covered it. Sam did go to the game. I was not there. I was home. Thank you.
I met Cedric Maxwell.
And others.
It was very nice.
Did you?
Couldn't have been nicer. Yeah.
What would you say? It was just hello, Cedric.
Hello, Mr. Max. I was only on the floor because my mom's friend's a flight attendant, which was really it was cool.
How does that connection get you there?
Because she flies on. Oh yeah, that's a dumb. I didn't fully explain.
Yeah,
she flies on the team plane.
Oh, Celtics team playing or your
Yeah,
Sixers
like
team
she
playing?
knows everybody. Like they're all
Okay.
like talking to her. She
Okay.
like said
That
hi
is
to
cool.
Jaylen Brown.
Oh, but so what I'm hearing is you've been slacking on getting us guests for podcasts, right? So
Maybe.
you should be getting the connections
No,
that
I don't
way.
have. And we were also on ESPN. Like like
Who?
when they, like me, my parents, my mom's friend, her
I didn't
husband,
know this. No.
because like before the game they like stop you outside and like they have the camera go
Mm,
by and like they show everybody
sure.
waving and
Can I
like it's
find it
just
on
me.
YouTube?
I don't know if you
No.
can find it on YouTube. Look,
We'll
yeah.
look for it eventually, but I mean, what would I even search to find it on YouTube?
I don't know. Celtics
Yeah,
versus Sixers, ESPN intro.
Celtics versus 76ers, ESPN intro. We're going off the rails immediately. We haven't even talked about the Celtics yet. Um, hmm. I don't know if this is it. Uh, this doesn't look like. I'm seeing Mike Jones and Jeff Van Gundy. I'm not seeing any fans yet, though.
No, probably like I don't know. It's a crapshoot.
Uh, maybe. Okay, well, hold up. You're gonna have to tell me because I can't tell.
Okay.
I wouldn't recognize it. You know what I'm saying? So let
Okay.
me.
Okay. Yeah.
For our audio listeners, go check out the YouTube channel so you can see it here.
Okay. Here we go.
Would this be it right here? It's kind of showing.
This was not it. Oh wait, yeah. Look, there I am.
Oh my God, that was Sam. Wait, it's really laggy. This is horrendous quality. But
Oh look.
wait for the
Yeah,
arm to
look, I'm right
move.
in the middle.
There he
There's
is.
me.
There's our friend Sam. If you're watching on YouTube, you see him. That's funny.
I
That is
didn't think it
super
was
funny.
that dark out. I was going to tell you, no, that's not it. Yeah,
Yeah,
there
it
I
was.
am.
I didn't see you at first because this
My,
dude's hand was in the
my
way. He was
dripped out
completely
jacket. I
blocking
hope
you.
I need a new one.
But we made it. Sam made it on TV. See, his
I
hand
made
was
it.
completely blocking your face for a
That's
second
fine.
there.
Yeah, like I was waving, and then it gets to me like right where you cut it off, and I'm just
Yeah.
standing there, like I was done waving.
Oh wow. Yeah. Wait here. You can see Sam
I just like stare at
standing
him.
there.
Yep, there.
Sam giving him the stare down.
Yeah, I didn't know
That's
what to
awesome.
do. I was like, I don't know if he's past me yet.
That
Oh
is funny.
man,
Well, there you go. Sam's famous now on TV, television personality.
I know.
Celtics did win the game though. Good win against the Sixers. Probably one of their better wins of the season.
Maybe
Good
maybe
one.
the best because they had nobody.
Yeah, who were they down? They didn't have Jalen
Didn't have
Smart.
they were down all starters except Tatum in the second half.
Mm. Oh yeah, because Jalen got hurt at halftime.
They got hurt.
Did Brogdon play?
Brogdon did play. He was actually really good.
Brogdon played. Okay, yes. There you go. But Hornets games, Grizzlies game were more fresh in our minds. Hornets game obviously was the Derrick White game. Obviously, it was absurd. 33 points, 10 rebounds. 10 assists. I mean, 3 blocks, 8 threes. Lots of like weird records. Like he was the first person in NBA history to have 10 assists, 8 threes, and 3 blocks in a game. Some random obscure thing.
Those are my favorite ones. He's the
Yeah,
first
it's
one
like-
that ever did this thing that we had to put into a computer.
I always think of the Thad Young graphic where it's just like, oh, Thad Young next to LeBron, Larry
Yeah.
Bird, Michael Jordan. It's just hilarious. But also tied a franchise record for threes in the first half with 7. He was on fire. A couple of the threes he made were kind of absurd too. I mean, he made one in the corner.
Oh, he was just screwing
just
around. It was
chucking it up.
fantastic.
Yeah, he was
just
amazing. And
running,
then,
like he truly had some heat check moments where the ball barely touched his hands. He was shooting.
he shot it. And I mean, this is miles away from where we saw Derrick White a couple months ago when he could not hit a shot to save himself.
Right. Yeah.
Which is phenomenal. Now you just got to hope that you get this version of Derrick White in April. And I'm sure we will. I don't think he was ever bad, but he caught a lot of hate on Twitter for his poor shooting. But he followed that up against the Grizzlies with a 23-point, 10 assist performance
In a big game, by the way.
Big game. And he went into the Hornets game never having a 20-10 game, and he's now had 2 in a row. And obviously doing it against the Hornets is one thing, but like Sam mentioned, like Grizzlies are the second best team in the West. They're a good basketball team.
Second best team in the
Celtics-
West. You have an important stretch coming up, which we'll get into, but that was the first of the 2 games. It's real important. This is a good team coming into your building on primetime TV, national TV, ABC, the Sunday day game, which is amongst my favorite of all the games. I love the Sunday day games. But that's a good team. And you beat them?
Good team.
Oh, man. Like, that's huge. And you're down Smart. You're down Brown, Brogdon. 3 big pieces of your team. Not only does White play well, Tim Hauser plays well. Grant Williams plays well for the most part. Who else had double figures?
Muscala played well.
Muscala.
Everybody except Cornette had double figures.
The
8 players had
fellas,
double
all of
figures. It
them.
was phenomenal. It was a great game. But Derrick White spearheaded it all. I mean, he won Player of the Week, his first ever Player
Which
of the
is
Week honors.
hilarious.
Like crazy, right? Like I mean, he deserves it. 4-0 team, great stats. He's averaging what 25, 7, and 5, something like that over the past week. Like he's playing great basketball. And I said it earlier in the year, and I mean, no, we've been defending Derrick White all season. He adapts to the role he's given, right? With no Marcus and no Brogdon, they're going to ask him to be more of a scorer, and he can do that. But just because he's not asked to do that when they're playing doesn't mean he's having a bad game, right? Like he is still an impactful player. He's just not asked to do as much on the offensive end. His defense has been phenomenal all season. He's been one of the better defensive guards in the NBA. He should be on an all defensive team. And now you're seeing the offense is there too, right? He's great at getting to the hoop. He can knock his shots down. You know, he can fight through contact really well for a smaller guard. He's been just ridiculously good for the past few
Great
games.
finisher. You can rely on him when he gets in the paint. Him and Marcus Smart, when they get inside, are money. They just seem to always get the ball to go in the basket. Great touch. He's fantastic with the floaters.
And we're saying this after
like
he
you said, absorbs the contact.
Exactly. And we're saying this after he smoked a layup in the first half against the Grizzlies.
Well, what are you going to do?
Terrible first quarter for Derrick White against Memphis. And then he brought it all the way back and had a great
I love
game.
when Derrick White gets hyped. Like he got an and one in the second half, and he was
right in front of
pumped.
WWE superstar Sheamus, which was hilarious.
Sheamus is a great character. Sheamus, by the way, who's also a Liverpool fan, so he just checks all the boxes. Yeah, he's a huge Liverpool fan.
Is he from Ireland? Like I know that's bullshit.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know if he was like from Boston. He's just Irish. You know what I'm saying?
He's
I don't know. Well, I assumed he's a Celtics. I know he's a Celtics fan. You say that as if like people in Boston aren't all Irish.
No, like he's like really, really pale though.
He is. He is from Ireland. But he is a Celtics fan. And he was at the game. I tweeted it. Sheamus was getting absolutely rowdy on the sidelines. Like Derrick White would make a three. You see Sheamus, amped up. Jaren Jackson.
I wonder if we get Sheamus on the show.
Oh, I
bet you we could.
Right?
I bet you we could.
Dude's famous. Dude is next level famous.
He's famous, but like I don't know, like it's different. Like if you're famous like that and you're a wrestler, you get asked to do a million wrestler things.
Maybe
you
he'd
get
be
asked
more
to do something like basketball. Or like he'll make like appearances like with the Premier League, like stuff like that. That's different for him. He probably would jump on it.
We'd have to find a way to reach him, but I mean, maybe we could figure it out. I mean, but then like you remember when Jaren Jackson Jr. banked in the 3-point shot in the fourth quarter?
I was none too happy.
You can see Sheamus on the sideline and go, "What the hell?" And he's just getting amped up. It was very funny to watch. He's sitting courtside down on the baseline. He was a character to watch, but. Good team win against the Grizzlies. Like I said, everyone scored double figures except for Luke Cornett, who I think only had 2 points. But I mean, that's Luke Cornett. He's not going to score a ton of points, right? He's not known as a scorer.
He has his games where he's real efficient, throws down some cool dunks.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of big men, though, Mike Muscala.
Yeah.
Look at him go. First 2 games, Celtics, 12 points against the Hornets, 10 points against the Grizzlies. Not afraid to shoot the ball.
Not afraid to shoot the ball.
Not afraid to shoot the ball. Green light. I remember Payton Pritchard's rookie year. Everyone was talking about the green light he has. Joe Mazzulla saw Mike Muscala enter the building. He said, "Mike, you touch the ball, you shoot the ball. That is he does not pass. He is chucking that thing. And I have a bad feeling fans are going to be a little bit mad at him if he starts missing and he
starts missing. Give him the hook.
Yeah, but he's been great. I mean, you can't really ask for much more from him in his first 2 games. I think he fits in nicely. And Joe Mazzulla talked about this with any other big man the Celtics have. He can play with Rob. He can play with Al. He can play with Luke. He can play with Grant. He can really do anything. And having that shooting at the big man spot really makes them even more lethal. I remember 2 years ago, Sam, we were on the show talking about how the Celtics desperately needed shooting. And now they just have all the shooting in the world.
They just went out and got everybody.
They got all the shooters. They got Sam Hauser. Excuse me. They got Payton Pritchard. They got Mike Muscala. Al Horford's back and he can shoot. You got Malcolm Brogdon in the building who's having a great year from 3. Derrick White can shoot. Literally everybody on the roster except for Robert Williams can shoot. And Robert Williams took a 3 there.
That was the best. Because
that was awesome.
I know you were at the game, but on TV it really looked like it was going in. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna make it.
It did.
No way, it's gonna go in.
What a bogus call! Like, why did the Grizzlies get possession?
How do you look at that and see the replay and say no?
Yeah, we were confused. I was talking about it with Bobby Kravitsky, writes for Sports Illustrated, one of the guys I sit up with at the games, and I assumed like Rob didn't get it off in time, and that's why they called it 24-second violation. But he got it off in time, and it definitely
He
hit
got
the
it
rim.
off. It hit the rim. It bounced. Grant Williams got it, and then the shot clock went off. There was so
Yeah.
much time between the shot, it hitting the rim clearly.
Mhm.
I don't get it. What's the point of going to the review if you can't get the call right?
Yeah, I have no idea. That was
Well, I'll tell
very
you what,
odd.
they really only won that game because of the officials. Eric Lewis once again on the call yesterday, and
What
if you
happened?
remember correctly, he was the same official that the Celtics are now 31-2 in his last 33 games.
Is this?
And he was
That was
there when
wasn't that a false
LeBron.
stat? I don't think that's a real stat, right?
It is
fake.
he is like some crazy record. I don't know if it's that one, but he truly like does have a good like. The Celtics do well when he officiates. It's absolutely true.
They're 49-28.
But in
it's
the maybe it's in the playoffs. I don't know, because I remember in the spring last year, every time he was on a game, I was pumped because I thought they were going to win. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's playoff stats that they do really well with him. But or maybe it's against the spread. I don't know. But I do know he definitely they play better when he's the official.
I'm looking at okay, I can look at playoffs too. Basketball Reference has referee pages, which is wild. I had no idea. When reffing reffing the Celtics in the playoffs, Celtics are 11-2.
Yeah, they don't play around, dude.
But
pumps them up.
Regular season, the
that
Celtics
game 6 where Tatum had all those points, Lewis was the official.
Regular season, the Celtics are 50-28. So they're good, right? But it's like the next best is 47-29. So it's not like they're obscenely better than the next one. The playoffs is a little bit more like, I mean, that's notable, but you also have to consider Celtics have also just been good in the playoffs, right? Like it's not like the Celtics themselves have a losing record and Eric Lewis is, giving them a winning record when he plays them. Like obviously the Celtics are better than most when being ref by Eric Lewis, although the Cavs are 5-1 as well. But you know who else the Cavs have had when Eric Lewis is reffing them in the playoffs? LeBron James. So like there's also correlate, like I don't know. The referee thing just pisses me off. Like
you should have ripped that stat out after LeBron threw his tantrum. And then they started did you see like the guy posted like Eric Lewis's family online? Like didn't blur their
that's
faces?
really messed up. You can't be doing that.
He just like posted
was that Lake Show yo? The bozo, what an idiot. That guy's an ass. Anyways, this is the Rob 3. I wanted to bring it up just because I thought it was funny. Let's take a look here. Robert Williams gets the ball in the corner. Shot clock ticking down. 5 seconds. Dude, no hesitation. There's still 3 seconds left on the clock.
This is fire. This is so fire. Look at this.
Pulls it. Look at the bench. Look at Blake Griffin's face. You're watching Andy. Blake Griffin cannot believe what he just saw.
That looked. You got hit with the ad. No.
Bozo. Amazing though.
The ball, it looks like it's about to go in. It looked like it was going in. Oh man.
And it definitely hit the rim. They showed the replay at TD. It absolutely
hit it. They showed it on ABC.
Yeah.
This was a great play.
Like, what did the announcers say? The broadcasters on ABC.
They were perplexed. They didn't understand how that was the call. Doris and Mark Jones.
Good crew. Good crew. I mean, I know you're not a fan of Brian Anderson, but getting Doris and Mark Jones on a call is probably about as good as you can get.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. But you know what's funny is that 3, all I could think of, do you remember when Brad Stevens pump faked the 3 in the corner?
No.
They were playing Sacramento and the ball came over to him and he looked like he was about to pull the 3 and the whole bench just got so hyped.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was one of my favorite Brad moments ever.
Let's take a look. What am I listening to? It's like I clicked on something else by accident and it kept playing the other video and didn't play the video I was watching. So I was hearing 2 different streams of audio ones and it messed with my
disaster.
head. You can't. All right, here's Brad Stevens. Let's take a look here.
Hold on, pause it.
Terrible.
Let's see. You got Tremont Waters, Semi Ojeleye, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and Rob.
Rob, yeah.
Right, so that's most of your 5.
I'm waiting to see where it goes to.
There you go.
Oh, here, ready. Here's Brad.
They all got so hyped.
No, they
They're all
weren't.
standing up.
Yeah, they're standing because it should have been a goaltend. They weren't cheering for Brad. Look it.
The best part is Brad joins in after.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
So
I did nothing,
he wasn't even thinking about it. He was ready. He was ready to go.
Mhm.
But then he's like, oh my guys are
This
right.
isn't
This should be a
working.
goaltend.
Yeah. That's awesome. Brad, it's like when Melo got the ball and
Yeah,
like,
it's the
Melo,
same thing.
he should have shot it. That was cowardly. Melo should have shot that thing. I'm telling. But I mean, I understand why. Because if you miss, then it's embarrassing.
Oh, you miss. Technically, you're not really like a player on the court, so you shouldn't be shooting the
Well,
ball.
If Shannon Sharp can, fight an entire
Shannon Sharp
disaster,
should have been tossed.
Yeah, if he can do that, Carmelo can shoot a 3. Then
I agree with that, but I don't think either should be allowed.
Whatever. It is what it is. You know what we can talk about? Sam's gonna be deeply upset. We need to talk about the Bucks game tomorrow, Sam. Just briefly.
I know. I'm pissed. How lame. This is kind of like the best case.
Yeah,
not the best case. But
I know
what
you're about to say though.
Because if you lose, and you can pull the card. You can say, hey, look, like there's nobody playing. And if you win, oh, does that look bad on the Bucks? That looks terrible. Yeah. But
yep.
I don't know. I would like to win this game. I'm gonna be really annoyed if they go in the break tied with Milwaukee. Because you're gonna hear everybody say Celtics have been labeled like the second coming of the Warriors a couple years ago, and they're not even like solely first in the conference. Like to me, I mean, obviously Milwaukee's won 10 in a row. Like they got to be balling out for this to happen. But it is a bit alarming that with how well the Celtics have done this season, they're not really cemented as the first seed.
Well, yeah, they went on that really hot stretch to start the year, then they struggled a little bit, and now they've kind of leveled out into.
Well, they're hot for the most part. Again.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they're the far and away best team that they were at the start of the year, though. Like, I just think they had a hot shooting stretch to start the year. Like, that wasn't going to be sustainable as much as we wanted to believe it was. And the Bucks are good. Like, we've all talked about how good the Bucks are. Like, the Bucks are a great basketball team. The Sixers are good this year. The Cavs are good this year. The Nets are no longer there. The Nuggets are good. Like there's a lot of other contenders in the league, and the Celtics might be the favorites, but it's not like they're the Warriors favorites or the Cavs favorites of a few years ago. Right. Like they're a good team, but there's a lot of parity in the league now, and I think the Celtics getting hot to start the season kind of made people overplay how much of a favorite they actually were. And I still think the Celtics have a good chance. I still think they, can make a run at a title this year like they were last year, but I don't think they are far and away the favorites. I think Giannis is an MVP. Joel is an MVP caliber player. Jokic, Ja, like there's a lot of other stars around the league with great teams. And the Celtics have work to do. But what we're referencing, I'm gonna read you the Celtics.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to it yet.
Yeah,
like if you don't know what we're talking about,
well, you sidetracked us. You started talking about the standings, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm bad at that. I do when I write too. It's not good.
Injury report heading into the Bucks game. Malcolm Brogdon is probable. Jaylen Brown is out. Gallinari out. Obviously, Smart is out. Jason Tatum is doubtful. Grant Williams is questionable. Robert Williams is questionable. I tweeted out the gif of "I am the captain now" with Derrick White. Now that he sees the injury report after winning Player of the Week, it's going to be Derrick White, Al Horford, and the fellas. It is going to be
a good old me and the boys game. Who doesn't love that?
It's going to be interesting. I'm trying to think of what the rotation would be. Payton Pritchard, Derrick White, and then what? JD Davison.
I wonder if they need me to play tomorrow. I'll go play.
I'm genuinely trying to think of what the what the depth would be. So the starting lineup would probably be
Hauser, White, Horford,
Pritchard. I assume Pritchard, White, Hauser, Horford, Blake. Maybe Blake gets to start. Does Blake get the start? Or maybe they start Moose. They could start Moose next to Horford.
Oh jeez.
Or no, maybe they start Cornette next to Horford because they experimented with that.
This is the disaster.
But, the disaster part.
And Giannis scores 85.
Right, yeah, but the disaster is the bench. Because what's the bench? JD Davison, Mike Muscala, Blake Griffin. Period. End of sentence.
Boy.
Right? Like nothing else past that, right? You don't really have any extra wings.
Well, Brogdon's gonna play.
You think so?
He's gonna play.
Well, my thing is, at this point, Come on, just sit him. At this point, let's stop. Let's
just
rest
roll out
him.
the
Come
main
on.
Celtics and call it a day.
Call up Tony Snell, let him get some burn, see what you got. This is when you really needed the buyout guy, like for a game like this, right? This is when you really
Agree.
needed him to do something. But yeah, I don't know.
This is the me and the boys game. My favorite.
It is something. It's gonna be something. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Tatum will play. I don't think Grant or Rob will. Well, I think Grant might play. I don't think Rob will play. Actually, no, I don't think Rob will play because Rob
No, Rob's not playing.
might have back to back.
Horford's going to sit Wednesday. So.
I think Grant has a chance to play. I think Malcolm has a chance to play, but I don't think either will play. If I'm the Celtics, I just at this point just sit them both. I just like there's come on, like just you've already prepared the fans for horror. Just let it ride.
It would be really funny because like Bucks fans would be real pissed.
Yeah, because
like,
there's excuses.
They're just not going to play anybody against us. Like what the hell's going on here?
They got to use the Chris Middleton excuse in the playoffs last year, earlier this year.
Every
day.
Love
it. So this is
Bucks
Brad Stevens saying
amongst the most annoying. It's it's tragic because Giannis is one of the more likable guys in the league, and the fan base, oof.
There's a few Bucks fans that are okay. Like there's this guy, his name's Snell Season on Twitter. He's like a Tony Snell stan. He's a Bucks fan. He's very funny.
He shouldn't be a Bucks fan.
Entertains me.
He should be a main fan.
Right? He tweeted out what was his tweet? It was good. He goes, instead of spending millions of dollars on Super Bowl ads, all these companies should just give me the money and I'll make sure to tell people how good their product is. And I said vouch because I thought it was a good tweet. But he's a cool guy. There are some Bucks fans out there that are yikes, though. It's a toxic fan base. And I'm not going to sit here and say Celtics fan base isn't toxic. Celtics are bad. Celtics fans are awful as well.
That's
but
true.
Yeah, it's up there. Philly fans bad. Milwaukee fans. The thing is, though, with the Bucks fans is, like you said, they're like secretly bad. Like no one expects it from Bucks fans, but they're toxic.
Well,
they're not a fun group.
Thing. Like traditionally, Milwaukee not the most successful franchise, right? So now these people are starting to get some success. And they don't really know how to handle it. They don't know how to act.
Yeah.
And it's very similar to oh my God. I can't believe this.
Bills? The Bills? Are you thinking of NFL? Or are you thinking of basketball?
No. I'm not like just in general. Like it's like I had a comparison. I'm so sorry. I fumbled that.
That was brutal. That was tough to watch in real time. I just saw you fell apart. Yeah, I just saw you fall apart. Let's just move on then. We're abandoning. We're abandoning. Let's talk about Payton Pritchard quick. Trade deadline obviously has come and gone. After the trade deadline, or obviously before the trade deadline, you heard the comments of him saying, "Yeah, I'd like to be in a place where I can play. I'd like to, earn more minutes." Blah blah blah. Talking about how basically saying, "I'm probably not going to be here next year." Pulling Magic Johnson, right? Yeah. And we talked about it from the Celtics perspective anyways. He makes more money, you can trade him for a little bit more, it's fine. Probably better to diversify the roster anyways, get some wings and big men instead of a fourth guard on the bench. After the trade deadline, he talked to, I think it was Gary Washburn, and said, I was kind of hoping I would get traded. I was anticipating a trade, and I mean, in his defense, he was involved in a trade offer, right, for Jakob Poeltl. So there was that, but a lot of Celtics fans very mad at Payton Pritchard after that. And after the Grizzlies game, he said, "No, I mean, this year I want to help this team win a championship any way I can." Kind of ease the tensions. But my thing is, I don't understand why fans are getting mad at him, right? Like, no shit, you want to play basketball, right? And all these fans are saying, like, why is he complaining? He's on the best team in the country because he doesn't play. That's why he's complaining, right? Like, if this is gonna be a terrible example, but like, let's say the Celtics traded for Malcolm Brogdon, and then Pritchard had this crazy, development, and he earned minutes over him. Brogdon would be complaining because he is a rotational basketball player who is not playing. And here's a surprise for some people. Players would like to play. I know, shocker, right? Like, being on a winning team is great, but if you're not contributing to the winning team on a consistent basis, it's not as fun, right? And this is the same reason, you see Grant Williams say, "I want a bigger role." Like, obviously he plays more than Pritchard, but if he thinks he can be a starter, like he has the right to say, "I would like to be a starter." And it's not like he's doing it at a detriment to the Celtics, right? Like, if that's the case, maybe you see a package or a sign and trade with Grant, and you'd see them trade Pritchard, and that's the reality of the NBA. The Celtics have a deep roster now filled with some veterans, and these younger players want to expand into larger roles. If I'm Payton Pritchard, would you rather be the 10th man not getting minutes on a championship team or the starter on a team competing for the play-in, right? Like, as much as fans look at that and say, get the ring. No, I would like to play basketball and get paid more money and up my value, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So people yelling at Payton Pritchard and getting mad at him for wanting to play, like, that doesn't make sense to me.
I am the biggest homer. Celtics are the greatest franchise. Everybody should want to play here. Like, that's me. That's how I feel. So I still make fun of Anthony Davis and his dad for trashing him. Like, I think that's stupid. Still think it's stupid. Pritchard, I get it. I mean, we've been talking about Pritchard all year.
Yeah.
We've been sympathizing with Pritchard all year. He's a quality player. He obviously knows how to play ball. He's shown in the past he can compete. He was a good player for the Celtics in the playoffs last year. Probably took it as a slight when they traded for Brogdon. You get it. What else do you want out of him? He's a competitor. Like, he plays hard. Of course he wants to play. Everything you said is true. And if you're a Celtics fan, I'm surprised you can't see that or respect that, especially when you have guys like Neesmith and Langford that get dealt and they get a little extra time and they start to play well. And for the most part, I'm seeing people be happy for those guys. So you think with Pritchard it would be the same. Now, I do get, like, you're on the best team in the league. Like, if you're Pritchard, you need to see it's a win-win. And I think he does see that. There are positives to both outcomes for him.
And he said that after the Grizzlies game.
And he did. He said that. But I don't know why people are that upset. It's not like Tatum said it. Like, so what if Pritchard doesn't want to be here? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, if Pritchard's on this team, if he's not on this team, it doesn't make that big of a difference. It does make a difference when you have Marcus Smart out and Brogdon missing time, right? Like, right now, it makes a difference.
He hit a couple big threes against Memphis in the first half.
He was big when they came back. He's good. Yeah. And he continues to be good. But really, like, April, May, June, hopefully you don't need Pritchard. Hopefully Pritchard does a lot of clapping and sitting there. That's what you want. It's going to be a great time. And it's funny. I don't know what the hell it was. Maybe it was watching the day game yesterday, because usually once that Super Bowl comes to an end, you get all those day games on Sunday. Starts to get a little warmer outside. I am pumped for the playoffs. And it's not even the All-Star break yet. What is?
Oh, you're already ready. Already ready for the playoffs? We were talking. I saw someone talking about it on Twitter. What do you think the playoff rotation will look like? Like, what do you think will be the cutoff? Because my thing is, it's going to be. This is what I think.
First of all,
I think, I think Smart, the Jays, Robert Williams, Al Horford, Malcolm Brogdon, Derrick White, Grant Williams. That's 8, right? That is. Okay. I think all 8 of those guys will get minutes no matter what, right? Like, I think that'll be the thing. I think Sam Hauser is probably next up, if he's playing the way he is right now, because we haven't even talked about that in depth. Sam Hauser looks phenomenal right now. If he's shooting the way he is, I think he'll get minutes next. And after that, then it's probably Pritchard, Muscala, depending on if you need a guard or a big.
That's true.
So it's gonna be interesting.
I'll say this.
Are you dying today? What's going on?
It's just I actually feel fantastic. But this area that I need to do the show is not in the best.
I've not been watching you like fall apart on the stream.
Well, I'm doing a lot of talking. I went through a water, went through a coffee, I blew my nose, I've coughed. But back to the rotation.
Yes.
It really depends who you're playing. So let's look realistically. First round, probably play maybe a Miami, maybe a Knicks, maybe the Nets if
Raptors,
they fall.
Wizards. Right now the play-in is Knicks, Hawks, Wizards, Raptors.
Right. So one, if you're playing one of those teams, you're probably not going to have to be as strict with your rotations. You might actually have the rotation be stretched out depending on how your team is faring, just so Tatum doesn't have to play like 38 minutes, But going forward, it really is matchup based. If you play a Philly, if you play Milwaukee, you're probably going to see Muscala and Blake Griffin and Cornette sneak into the rotation. Doesn't mean you're going to see somebody like Brogdon or Hauser or White if he's off the bench or Grant lose minutes. but they need those extra bodies, especially Blake Griffin, who has proven he can cover or at least be formidable against a Giannis or an Embiid and not just get cooked the whole time.
He's
That's
shown that
kind
he
of
can.
it.
Time and time again. He's
Yeah.
consistently does it, and people
So good for
ignore
him.
it. Yes.
If you end up playing like Cleveland, oh man, Cleveland could be the same thing.
I don't think you'd find Cleveland in the first round.
No, I mean later in the playoffs. Philly and
yeah.
Milwaukee are not going to play in the first round.
Chicago could be a first round too with Vooch. That could be
Vucevic. You could see those guys. I don't know.
Nets could fall down. You see Claxton.
It's so weird to think about them shutting this rotation and closing it off, though. Like, these guys are all good. Like, Muscala's even been good since he got here.
He's been great.
Cornette's been good. Like, I have no problem with him playing. Like,
even Blake. I mean, we didn't even talk about Blake in the Sixers game. Blake he killed Doc Rivers.
Well, Blake is fantastic because every time he does
Blake.
something, he kind of like smiles and laughs, like acknowledging, like, hey, I shouldn't be doing this anymore. Like, I'm not very good anymore. Like, you're getting cooked by me. And he's like laughing at him. Like, he hit his fifth three against Philly and he ran down the sideline laughing.
I love him. He is the ultimate vibes guy. It is amazing.
Yeah,
I love watching Blake Griffin.
Where do you think Brooklyn ends up in the playoff seeding? We don't have to like jump into NBA talk, but I'm just thinking about it because they gave up their top guys. Doesn't mean their team sucks. They definitely don't. Like they compete.
I still think
Philly.
they make the playoffs, not the play-in. I think they still get I still think top 6. I mean, I'm saying like I don't think they will have to win out in the play-in. I'm saying I think they will get the 6th seed in the East. They're the 5 seed right now. They're 2.5 games out of 4th. They're also a game and a half above 6th and 3 games above 7th. I think there's a chance the Knicks could make a push into that non-play-in seeding, like the top 6. But call me crazy. Don't think the Knicks are that much better than the Nets.
I don't know if they are better than the Nets. I don't know.
Right, we're talking
the Nets team's fine. Like they still have Claxton, Bridges is a good player, Cam Johnson's a good guy to have on the perimeter. Dinwiddie can handle the ball. Dorian Finney-Smith, Ben Simmons to stand there and have all his cool clothes on the sideline.
Dorian Finney-Smith, Royce O'Neal, Joe Harris, Patty Mills, Seth Curry. Like they've got a team, and credit him. Jacque Vaughn's a phenomenal coach, good defensive coach. They will play good defense. Hell, they almost beat Philly the other night. If Dinwiddie got a shot off like a second earlier, then they'd be going to overtime. But I think the Nets will still be top 6, and maybe that's a hot take at this point. But I mean, they're good. I think they're good. I think they're
interested to just like look at the Nets like going forward. Like that's just interesting to me.
Yeah,
see what they do.
We didn't even say Cam Thomas. We didn't even talk about Cam.
Oh, I didn't say Cam Thomas. I'm sorry. I said Cam Johnson.
Yeah. We didn't talk about Cam Thomas.
How about Cam Thomas, who never thinks anything's funny and then laughs at something he said on TV.
Yep.
And how about my man, the sideline reporters? Like, oh, the league office is gonna love that.
Is that what he said?
I love it. He said it right away.
And you can
probably
see
like half the reason they fined him. He was like, man, they pointed it out. We got to get him a fine now.
Dinwiddie,
he got fined a lot.
Yeah, Dinwiddie too was like, oh, okay, you're kidding.
Dinwiddie was laughing with him.
I know, but
laughing. And I don't. You know what? Never mind.
Watch it. Yep.
Yeah.
Don't do it. No. Yeah, I think the Nets will still be a good team. Like I said, they almost beat the Sixers. I think they have a chance to stay up in that race. Yeah, and I'm excited to see what they can do. They're fun now. And I know they were fun with KD because they liked KD, but I think they're even more fun now. Not because KD's not there, but because you don't really because you don't really know what's happening there. Well, you don't really know what's going on. So I think there's a lot of different directions they could go. I think they could even turn around if they really wanted to gut it. They could turn around and they could flip like some of these pieces for a lot of picks. However, there's a party in Houston because I mean the Nets have the Nets have the Nets have no real reason to tank. And the team they have currently constructed, I still think is a playoff team. I like genuinely. I think
it is
for a full season. Like obviously it's not a good playoff team. I think it's like a 5 to 8 seeded playoff team. But
there's a lot of variables. It just depends how guys grow into roles. Like Cam Thomas, you saw him put up 40 like 3 days in a row, and then did nothing against Philly.
I think he had an okay game, but he didn't have 40.
He struggled to start at the very least. He was like 0 of 6 when I was watching.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Like you said, there's a lot of ways they could go. It's going to be fun to see these guys develop. And I mean, you never know. Like, Cam Thomas could turn into. Cam Thomas finished with 14 points against Philly, 7 to 12 shooting, so he had no kick game. But Cam Thomas, if handed a bigger role, maybe he could be the next. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good comparison. Like Cam Thomas could average 20 in the right situation. I'll put it that way. Like he could put up 15 to 20 a night. Dinwiddie in the right situation, I think if handed the keys, like I think Dinwiddie could have a D'Lo-esque run in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Like D'Lo went from obviously they're different ages. Like D'Lo was really young when he went to Brooklyn, and Spencer Dinwiddie's a veteran now. But like Dinwiddie, I think
Dinwiddie's younger than you think. He just looks old.
I think he's 28. If I had to guess, he is 29. Dinwiddie. So I don't know. I think Dinwiddie could put up 23, 5 and 5. Put it that way for Brooklyn. And if they're a top 6 seed, maybe that's an all-star, right? He's one of those guys who I think could sneak into the all-star game. Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges, I think both could put up 15 to 20 points a night. I mean, they were doing that on the Suns. You're telling me give them more shots, they can absolutely average 20. Cam Johnson's a bucket. They've got a lot of good things in Nick Claxton with a larger role. I'm excited to see what they do. I think they have a lot of guys who could pop if given a chance to do more in the offense. What else? Last thing, kind of. We've talked about buyout options a million times, but we might as well bring it up one last time as the buyout season is actually here. Celtics missed out on Danny Green, missed out on Terrence Ross, missed out on Justin Holiday. Danny Green going to the Cavs, Terrence Ross going to the Suns, Justin Holiday going to the Mavericks.
Justin Holiday, who I didn't even know was out there. I was actually pissed today when you sent that you had the thing. I was I didn't even know this was happening.
Yeah. He got traded from the Hawks to the Rockets, and the Rockets bought him out. They also bought Danny Green out. Also, I mean, not that they would have had interest. Yeah, not they would have had interest, but Reggie Jackson also getting bought out, going to the Nuggets. I think that's about it for buyouts so far. Or Patrick Beverley is available, so maybe the Celtics could get another small guard.
Pat Bev
to throw into the rotation.
I like Pat Bev, dude. Pat Bev's funny.
They just don't need a guy like that. They need a wing.
No, they don't need him.
And are there any wings? Will Barton is the name out there that's left, and he hasn't gotten bought out yet.
Talk about. He's fine. Doesn't overexcite me.
No,
he's fine.
Terrence Ross would have been more fun because he's a Celtics killer.
Yep, I agree.
But
Terrence Ross, fine. Danny Green would have been fine. It would have been cool that he's won championships before, could kind of share some knowledge, but went to Cleveland.
What about Gordon Hayward?
What do you say?
What about Gordon Hayward? What if Gordon Hayward gets bought out?
Dude, if Gordon Hayward got bought out, by all means, bring him back in his stupid haircut. I mean, seriously, though, I don't know. Maybe in a smaller role.
I don't think he will, but just something to look out for. What if
people crap on Gordon Hayward, man? He missed a childbirth to play for the Celtics in the playoffs. I don't get it. That's very respectable to me, and nobody expected him to do that.
What if Kevin Love gets bought out? I don't think there's as much of a role with Muscala in town.
Yeah, because they just got Muscala. Why did you? I don't know. Kevin Love's fine. I would do that. You don't have to pay him anything. He was somebody that was rumored to come to the Celtics a while back.
Yeah, he's there.
Him and Rondo saw the Red Sox together, and everybody went nuts.
Oh man, yeah. I don't really see much else out there. I feel like the Celtics might just not have. They might be better off just getting someone from Maine, right? Brad Stevens mentioned it when he talked. He was targeting a young guy, like a Matt Ryan type, right? Someone that's probably not going to play.
Bring Matt Ryan back.
He's on a team.
Call him up. What team's he on? Minnesota?
Yeah, he's a two-way.
See, I know stuff.
I was wait, no. But they do have some wings down in Maine.
Valentine, call him
there's
up.
A Valentine. Tony Snell's down there chilling, hanging out. There's some options. They could figure something out. But yeah, interesting to see how that plays out. I don't know if there's anything else we had to talk about.
Get the cards.
We covered it all. We can run through some cards quick before we get out of here. Shorter show, but we haven't done one in a
shorter show. You got
not much has happened
coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they keep winning. We don't have anything to complain about.
Yeah, right. I will say if they
guys
pull out
are
a win
hurting,
against
they're
the
winning.
Bucks, if they pull out a win against the Bucks,
if they beat the Bucks, it's going to be fire.
Imagine.
I'm really mad that game's going to have no juice because I was looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have one more after this though against the Bucks this year, though, right? They play 3 times.
Yeah, I don't know how many more.
You're guessing. I was gonna say there's no shot. If that's the way you're responding.
Usually, I'm good at that stuff. I don't know.
March 30th in Milwaukee.
That sucks.
Why? Because it's not in Boston.
Yeah, like I don't like watching games in Milwaukee. I feel like the lighting sucks. It's such a weird like thing, but there are certain arenas where the lighting looks bad.
That's random. That's very random. All right, let's do the cards. Cards time. The score is. This is not the right document. Let me pull up the right document. Here we go. Current score 183 to 109. I've cracked triple digits, so I am happy saying the score now. First card. Entered the NBA draft directly out of Prentice High School, where he was named Mississippi Mr. Basketball.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, my thing cut out.
Enter the NBA draft directly out of Prentice High School, where he was named Mississippi Mr. Basketball.
Mississippi.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm ready to go when you are. Next
Yeah,
one.
you go ahead.
Selected by the Celtics in the first round of the 2004 NBA draft. Hi. I'm not going to know this. I have a bad feeling that I'm just not going to know this. So I'm ready to go next.
Oh, I really don't know. I have a guess.
3 points. 6'10" center forward who grabbed 26 rebounds in a single game twice.
Yeah, I know who it is. I'm
going to guess at the risk of being super stupid. It's not Perk, is it?
I think it's Al Jefferson. We already had Perk. Perk's from Texas.
It is Al Jefferson. Perk is from Texas. I knew he was from the South. I wasn't sure. Next clues were averaged 10 points in 3 seasons with the Celtics and averaged 20 in 3 seasons with Minnesota. That would have helped me. Went to the Timberwolves as a part of the trade that brought KG to Boston. Yeah, I should have waited. What is that? 3 points for you?
Yeah, 3.
Unfortunate. I should have waited. I could have had some points there, but I wanted to guess. All right. Next one. Running out of cards here.
Oh, dear.
Second
We
card.
need to find a new game to play. Maybe we'll do some of those squares that KJ sent us.
Those would
We'll
be
have to
fun,
like edit out.
That'd
like
be tough for audio listeners, though. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Born in Eugene, Oregon, March 17th, 1959. And there go Jack's dreams of getting this card correct, because I've got no idea. Nothing here.
I don't know.
Next, okay. Named first team All WAC each of his 4 years at BYU and WAC Player of the Year as a senior in 81.
All right.
You know this?
I know it.
Unfortunately,
upset.
alarm going off for me. Sorry about the alarm, audio listeners. Hit 2 career home runs in the Major League Baseball, both at the Kingdom in Seattle. I don't know it. 14 years in the NBA for Celtics, Trailblazers, Kings, and Suns. Oh, it's Danny Ainge.
Yeah, it's Ainge.
Right? Damn. Oh, BYU definitely should have gave it away.
Yeah,
Definitely should have had
BYU was the easy one.
That was tough. All right. So
you
I
just
think I
don't
was thrown
lock
off.
in, Jack. You don't.
My
get it.
alarm went off, and so I think I was thrown. I was like panicking. I don't know why that. See, that's the issue though. I don't know why the alarm went off because I set alarms when I have to post articles, but I don't think I have any articles to post right now. So we're just gonna pray there's not. Okay, third card of the day. Let's do another right here. Let me put this one away real quick. All right. Born in Indianapolis on March 23rd, 1990. I'm pulling from the parking lot.
Don't pull yet. Let me think.
I'm pulling. Move away from private chat. I'm pulling. I'm guessing. I'm going. Let me know
I
when
thought
you're
you were gonna
done.
say it out loud. I'm getting out of private chat. I also
Are you out of private
guess.
chat? Are you done?
I'm also gonna guess.
Gordon Hayward's my guess.
Yeah, that's who I'm guessing.
It is Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
2 for 2. I was really
Good
hoping
pull,
I could get some
Jack.
sort of leg up. Thank you. I knew it immediately. Damn. So close. All right. I thought I was going to get a leg up on you. 44 points career high. Half-court buzzer beater. Talking about Butler. Left the Utah Jazz. 5 minutes in his first season with the Celtics. Yeah, okay. There you go. What do we got? Was that third one? 2 more left or 1 more
2
left?
more.
Was that 4? 2 more left. All right. Let's see it here. Shout out to Uncle Dan for the cards once again. It's called Who's the Man? Basketball Edition, Boston, for those wondering. 6'5" swingman who played high school in Madisonville, Kentucky. That's not nearly enough information.
No, they didn't say.
Spent 1 season as head coach of the Kentucky Colonels of the ABA.
That's good. It's a disaster.
Nothing for me. 3 points. Won an NCAA championship with Kentucky in 51 before winning 7 titles with the Celtics between 57 and 64. See, this is just, it's going to be one of these guys I don't know. And if it's a big name, I'm just going to feel like an idiot. But I got nothing. Had his number 30 retired by the University of Kentucky and his number 23 retired by the Celtics. I don't know numbers. Do you know numbers?
Jesus.
You said this guy's name on like a podcast episode a couple of weeks ago, I think.
I don't know who it is. Hold on.
Should I go to 1 point?
I'm going to put it in the chat.
Okay, I'm going to 1 point. Remembered by the Celtics as the original sixth man with a legacy of excellence and selfishness upon his death in 2018. Who'd you guess, Sam?
Frank Ramsey.
Bingo.
Yeah.
There you go. 2 points for Sam. Alrighty. There we go. Last card of the day. Let's get this on screen here. 5 points. Born April 3rd, 1967 in Savannah, Georgia. And Jack doesn't get any more points today.
Savannah, Georgia.
Nothing. 4 points, shall we?
Yeah.
A member of the Celtics from 94 to 2000 who, due to injuries, played in just 193 games over the course of 5 seasons. Yikes. This is
I don't know that one.
not fun. Not a fun one for me. Selected first overall by the Sacramento Kings in the 89 draft. I feel like I should know a first overall pick, but I just kind of don't.
No, I don't know.
Not 89. Named most outstanding player of the 86 NCAA basketball tournament after leading his team to the national title as a freshman. I've still got no clue. So,
What team? Like, why would they not say?
Earned the nickname Never Nervous while playing at Louisville and the nickname Out of Service from teammate Danny Ainge in the NBA. Do you know it?
No, I don't know.
Purvis Ellison. No
Nope.
clue. No idea.
Nope. Tough.
Was never going to get that. So there we go. Purvis Ellison. Tough way to finish the draft or the cards.
Tough nickname from Danny. Out of service. That's mean.
Yeah, that is brutal. Tough look. Danny Ainge, not the kindest to Mr. Purvis. Anyways, I think that'll wrap it up. I think that's a good place for us to stop. Good episode. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it. As usual, my one plug is going to be sub to the YouTube. How about them Celtics? Thank you very much. Lots of love on the pregame streams lately, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, we had a good stream yesterday, huh?
We will be. And this is going out the day of the Bucks game. And what time does Bucks tip off?
It's a 7:30 tip, I think.
But is it ESPN? It's TNT, so it will be at 7:30. So right at 7:30.
And so we get to watch nobody play, and we get to hear Brian Anderson do the game.
Are we sure it's Brian Anderson?
Probably will be.
Let's take a look. Let me go to announcer skids on Twitter, and we can.
You thought you saw me die on stream at the trade deadline?
Sam's dying still. That Sam, my guy.
Oh man,
it's not up yet. We'll find out.
Wait till I hear.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. I'll let Sam wrap it up if he can do it.
Thank you very much for listening or watching. If you're watching or on YouTube, you've seen me blow my nose plenty of times. Make sure you subscribe, leave a like, comment, do all of it. You can also see on the ticker on the bottom, SeatGeek HBTC. Save yourself $20 on the first purchase. If you are listening, you're on whatever streaming services it may be. Make sure you follow us there. Leave a nice review. You can say nice things about us there. If you want more of us, at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, we're there. All of those places, posting our pods and such. And you can follow us on Twitter, at Jack Simone NBA for Jack. He's doing all kinds of work. Celtics blog, heavy. You can follow me at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus. These guys are ridiculous.